What's going on, everybody? How you doing? Lord PeteyTV. We're here in heroic liberation of Undermine, and we're going after Thick Bunkjunker, and we're going to talk about what we ended up doing this time around to getting him killed. Now, it is a little interesting thing. We had a lot of problems with him for the DPS portion, but I'm going to talk about what we did and how we got through it. So, I was actually playing as a BM hunter this time. I normally play marks, but this time I did BM, just a little bit easier to communicate. The things we tried to make sure that we kept an eye on was the incinerations to prevent the other types of junk piles from getting heated up. I also tried to make sure that everyone was swapping to the crabs or the bombshells to make sure those things died quickly, because we were having issues with people running into them with the balls, and when there were things were being sorted, so we're trying to make sure that happened. And we just pretty much kept ourselves communicating throughout the whole entire time. Now here, as you can see, we're trying to make sure that we clear the bombs as fast as we can and get the junk buster to make sure we're, dealing with the ads and also maximizing our damage with the balls hitting them. So here, as you can see, we cleared one side with the balls, so we made sure we moved over to that side, made sure that we ended up dealing with the boss there, and continuing through the process. Now, sorting is happening. We end up going through that and kind of dealing with it. Now, overall, the fight doesn't last that long. The biggest issue with the fight itself, in my personal opinion, is making sure the coordination happens and then you're minimizing the amount of damage being put to the group, making sure that big bomb is taken care of, and try to make sure you're taking those big balls and grabbing the hyenas and the other guys and ramming them as hard as you possibly can into Stix. Now, as you can see here, throwing out as much damage as possible, AoEs, cleaves to help kill those ads, ranged DPS, trying to make sure you ending up interrupting those scrap masters to getting them into the boss themselves. Here's the dive bomb that happened, and we're continuing to rotate the boss in a circle. As you can see, we're trying to deal with having the large damage being thrown around in the group with the AoE heals. And here we got some the fire being cast. We're trying to make sure that staying away from people, trying to make sure we don't burn anything around us, and we continue to do that. You saw there on the right something did burn, but it happened. This is quite possibly, I think, one of the fastest grabs I had. So I grabbed as much as I could. Medium ball, grabbed 1, 2, 3, rubbish, and done. So I got rid of one of the balls as quick as possible. That is the ideal speed that you want to make sure you're getting those balls done in. I should say the bombs done when you're in a ball, and as quick as you can to get the bombs done. Hit the hyenas, hit the boss with that, and get back to DPSing the boss. Those are really your priorities when you're going through this, because they are going to definitely cause you trouble and problems when you're going through this. Now, as you can see, we're just continuing the same process over and over and over again. The thing that I've noticed is that I think people start getting more fatigued over time when they're dealing with this boss, and that is the biggest problem and hardship that you're going to get. Now, I try to make sure that I'm communicating what's happening, trying to make sure using cooldowns, defensives, heals, lock rocks, anything to kind of make sure that I'm making it easier for the healers, and we're just kind of pushing. So here is another movement. As you can see, the side is clear. Trying to make sure we're making our incinerate onto the garbage piles down, and we're just going. And it's a very, very smooth kill for this boss. Now, what I found the most interesting, because we have been fighting over a couple of past weeks to end up killing this boss, it could have just been the fact that we ended up getting the buff from the cartel. It could have just been that people got themselves together and our DPS was higher. That is definitely something that many people can end up doing. I think it was just a collaboration of a bunch of different things, and it just worked so well for us tonight. I was so happy that we ended up taking it down. I thought we were just going to take one or two of them down. I thought we were just going to have a couple attempts, and then people were going to get pissed off. We downed it in 2 pulls, which was really, really cool. And really, like I said, made me happy. And it was just repeat over and over and over again. So here we go, and get that down. We get some moving. And we're going to just move here. Here's another rubbish. Now, they really, really tried to get me there because they put a bomb right next to me. Was not cool. As you can see, we're grabbing as much as we can. Got the medium ball. 1, 2, 3. And then, you know, a little bounce there. And then from there, I went right for that big ball, and I forgot I needed more. Grabbed some junk. Got it brand new right in time right there. So it was very, very lucky for me that we got that down. As you can see, the range guy was hitting me. Thankfully, I turtled that off. We went right back down to the boss. And we kind of just went for it. Trying to see how things are. 17%. Just keeping with, you know, my bees cleave going. Making sure that's taken care of. We're just keeping an eye on everything. And I really like this boss because it really shows a challenge to making sure people can learn what they're doing. They can learn how to properly DPS stuff, how to get stuff down, how people prioritize. For instance, that bomb is really up for a long time. Finally got it down, but a bunch of people banged into each other. And we got really, really lucky. The balls with the junk on them, when they're slamming into the boss, is actually super, super easy to deal with and does a lot of damage to the boss themselves. So you really want to make sure you're continuing to do that. We're going to go through another sorting right here, which isn't too bad. And we down the boss. I'm so happy and proud of the team. I can't tell you how great of a night it was. Thank you all. Thumbs up. Check us out. Check out all of our videos. We got some fun videos. We got some serious ones. And check them all out. See you soon, everybody. Bye.